Hey, this is Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today we're looking at a tabletop cooperative miniature game, something that I am not an expert on in the slightest. This is Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Quick disclaimer that I was sent a review copy of this game, and I feel kind of bad because this one was sent to me a while ago, but again, I'm just not too familiar or comfortable with these kind of games. You'll see that clearly I don't have great sets of terrain to draw upon, so I just cut out some construction paper and stuff and made it work. But yeah, kind of like the sandbox nature of a lot of miniature games does not appeal to me. I like things to be set, so it just took me a little while to get around to this one. I've played it a bunch, but I'm finally recording it. Gonna do a playthrough for you. I'm not gonna do a review, because a lot of the things I might complain about are just me complaining about this genre. Like me saying, hey, I wish they gave you terrain. Well, almost none of these games do, so what's the point about whining about it? So yeah, I'm just going to do a playthrough for this one. I might have some final thoughts about the AI at the end, but I hope you enjoy it. So this game is primarily built for competitive play. You can definitely feel that, but they do have this AI system. That's what I'm going to show today. You can play it solo or co-op. In terms of scenarios and what you need to set up, what comes with the base game is pretty minimalistic. Like, look, that's the board. No indication of where terrain should be. No indication of how you might win a build your force, or who you should include, or what would be balanced with the AI. So, it's kind of iffy. I guess it's great if you want to build your own units, but that is a little bit more than I wanted to do. But happily, Modiphius does have a lot of downloads on their website, including some focus on just solo and co-op play. So I found a scenario that is just focused for co-op and solo. They even suggest that one player control the super mutants and the other one control the survivors, so the gray and the green here. I'm going to control them all, of course, but that's how you would technically divide it up if you were playing according to the scenario. And this one actually kind of indicates where terrain should be, so I've sort of replicated that. And most important to me, they told me exactly who to use. And that's the most important part of setup, actually figuring out your forces. And generally speaking, for each unit, you'll have a unit card. So this is for my 2 generic super mutants. And you'll have one or more pieces of equipment or perks or skills. So they're armed with both a bolt-action pipe rifle and a board. And the combination of the statistics shown here, and the armor and the health, and the abilities on their weapons is basically everything you need to play with a given unit. Now, the AI makes it even easier. They have these AI cards. I'll be explaining these more when we get to the basics of play. But they tell you exactly what they're armed with, so you don't have to worry about kind of building the AI force. As long as you pick which cards you're going to use, you're good to go. So in this case, the lone survivor, which I guess is supposed to be the character that would be in a traditional Fallout video game, one of my favorite series, by the way, she has allied with a escaped tech and 3 super mutants. And they're trying to unlock this hatch to escape the Brotherhood force, Brotherhood of Steel. If you don't know the Fallout universe, they're kind of obsessed with technology and trying to reclaim the Wasteland. So this Brotherhood fighter, Dogmeat, this one's kind of sad because Dogmeat is usually a dog ally of the Lone Wanderer. And 2 basic settlers, they're trying to stop you. So the scenario has us starting in the center, around this little hatch we have to get opened. And these guys starting off in one of the corners with some terrain blocking them. And just to explain kind of the method behind my madness, any of the black lines are supposed to be kind of crumbled walls. Those are blocking all line of sight and no attacks through them. And the brown things are supposed to be crates and rubble and that kind of stuff, cover that will protect people but not completely stop a ranged shot. Another thing the scenario has me set up are 5 of these little point of interest tokens. And I've randomly shuffled the 5. 3 of them are blank and 2 of them have a number on them. Those are the ones that have the keys to the hatch. So that's mostly it for setup, just setting up the units, setting up the equipment they have, and placing them on the board with terrain. But as a final step for AI activation, because they randomize who goes first for them each round, I'm going to take 4 of these little tokens with numbers on them. And just randomly give them to guys. So we'll have Dogmeat be number 1, Aspirant Goddard, their Brotherhood soldier, number 2. And for the 2 basic settlers down here, because they share a card, I'm going to actually put the numbers right on them. So that's 3 and 4 for their individual activations. And I separately take 4 matching number tokens, and I'm going to randomize them face down, which will give me the activation order for the AI each turn. And that's about it. We're ready to play. So for the basics of play, first you need to understand how activations work. Fallout Wasteland Warfare uses a basic I go, you go kind of structure, but with a twist. And the first player or AI to activate is the one with fewer models. So in this case, I have 5, 3 super mutants and 2 survivors, and the AI has 4, so they'll be able to go first. Now, technically, they could choose to let me go first, but they're not going to do that. But when it is my turn, I first have to put one of these little tiny ready tokens next to one of my units that doesn't already have one. I then have the choice of either passing for the turn or activating everyone that has a ready token next to them. So for example, if I wanted to do like one en masse charge of my super mutants, I could place a token next to that guy and pass. Next turn, place a token next to that guy and pass. And on my third turn, I could put a token next to him and then say all of them activate one by one, kind of all at once. And once you end up with tokens next to all of your units, you have to activate them. So you can't pass anymore once all your people have tokens next to them. And once everyone on both sides has activated, that's it for the round. And you give the advantage token to the player with fewer units. If you're tied, you give it to the person who doesn't already have it. Now, what can a unit like our sole survivor here do on their turn? Generally speaking, they're going to take 2 actions from a limited set of them. First of all, they can move, and the color here is their basic movement. The second color is their charging movement if they want to charge into close combat with someone they can see. And all the movement and the ranges uses these set rulers of different sizes, something I really like, so there's no real measuring in the game. You just check if the color matches and you go. So for example, if my tech character here wanted to move, he's got a red ruler, he could just go right there, and that would be one of his actions. Another action is, of course, to attack. You'll have melee weapons and ranged weapons. Melee weapons, you have to be engaged with the other model, which means you have to be in base-to-base combat. Ranged weapons will generally have short and long range. So here, this weapon can shoot at short range up to a red ruler, and then at long range up to a red plus a green, so they are additive that way. And shooting somebody, trying to pick a lock, trying to program a computer, it all uses the same basic mechanics of a skill test. You roll this white d20 skill die, and you're trying to roll equal to or under whatever your relevant skill is. So Dogmeat, for example, to use his dog bite attack, which has the knife icon, is going to use the number that matches the knife icon, so here would be an 8 or less for him to hit. Now, in the case of weapons, they'll generally give you some effect dice to add. So Dogmeat here would have the basic white die plus the other 3 colors indicated. And some dice will just modify the skill value, so here Dogmeat would have missed because he needed an 8 or less, but this -3 makes him count as having a 7 or less, and he does hit. But there are lots of other basic effects, like ignoring the opponent's armor, adding extra damage. Though to start out, each weapon has a base damage value, so here Dogmeat's bite does 2 physical damage as a starting value that gets modified by the dice, and some things will have special effects they can cause, like he can injure somebody's arm if he gets the explosion symbol. Now, an important rule for this scenario, because we're trying to find the keys, are how you turn over investigation markers. And for those, each character is going to have an awareness value, and in this case you'll see it is color-coded, so this means he is aware of things up to yellow away. So that means if my super mutant, as an example, was within yellow of this marker without any black terrain blocking him and without being engaged, he would get to flip it over and see if it's one of the locks we need. And those will either use the lock picking or the computer skill in this case. But no extra rules, uses the exact same system we already talked about. So for the sole survivor to hack the computer to get the first key, for example, she would need to roll a 5 or less on that white die, and that's it. One thing I did forget to explain for combat is armor. So the defender doesn't roll to dodge or anything, but after they get attacked, they get to roll the 1 through 4 valued d12 armor die. And if they roll equal to or less the indicated armor value, so here Dogmeat has 2 against physical and 2 against energy, they cancel that much damage. So here Dogmeat would stop 1 of the damage incoming, here he would stop 2, but on a 3 or 4 he would stop none because they exceed his armor value. I'll end with a quick explanation of the AI, although you'll see it more in action. When an AI unit activates, you roll the blue die, and it's going to determine what kind of action they do. The main ones you're going to see on my units here are attack, which is A, O is objective, and in this case, I lose the scenario if the sole survivor is killed. She's the main one I have to try to escape with. So they're going to go after her specifically if they get an O. And M is just like moving into position to shoot her, basically. Now, there are lots more things going on here, like a gray box means they're reckless, a white box means they're cautious, underline means they won't leave an engagement and run out of close combat if they would get hit by a guy, no underline means they will. But I'll just kind of talk you through that as we play. So again, I've got 8 rounds to find the 2 keys, hack or lockpick them as appropriate. At the start of rounds 4, 5, and 6, I'm going to flip a little lucky token, and if the green clover comes up, I'm going to spawn a Deathclaw at the opposite end of the board from where the Brotherhood is, and this guy's also going to be trying to kill me. He is nasty. But besides that, I'm just trying to fight off the Brotherhood and get as many people to escape as possible. I have 8 rounds max to do it. So let's get into things and see how this game turns out. So as I indicated, the AI has the first turn because they have fewer units. And during our first activation, it's going to be number 3, which is one of our 2 settlers. And you use the column that represents their current health. No one's hurt yet, so they're going to all use the left-hand column. So the settler is probably going to try to get a ranged attack with their assault rifle, although they might just move. And in this case, we got 2 bottles, which is an attack result. Now, it's a white box, which means it's a cautious attack, so they're going to try to keep to cover if they can. And they are going to attack with only a ranged weapon. You'll see here they could try to fight in close combat if they needed to. And each enemy has a little hierarchy of who they'll attack in case they can attack multiple people. So the settler first one's vulnerable, the person with the least armor. Then prepared, anybody who's ready, which none of my guys are. And then finally weakest, which means the least health. My regular super mutants here, not the guy with the big sledgehammer, have weak armor, and so does the tech, and he has the least health. So he's going to try to hit him. The super mutant and other units only give cover. They don't block line of sight, only terrain like these black lines do. Alright, so the settler's got yellow movement, and then can attack up to red, or red plus green for long range. And units can move through friendly units, so she's going to end up right around there. And she's got pretty good cover from my units, so I'll say that the cautious is kind of fulfilled there. And now the tech unit she wants to shoot is definitely within long range, but not within short. And to check for line of sight, you can measure from any part of the shooting unit's base to any part of the enemy unit's base. But for cover, you go right from center to center. So the super mutant's definitely going to be giving cover, but this is not. And how cover works is, for each piece of cover, in this case just 1, the character gets -2 from their skill, and if there's at least 1 piece of cover, they get +1 to their armor. Because the assault rifle shooting at long range, she gets just a black effect die, and it's just 2 basic damage. This over here is critical attacks, which is generally only used for heroic figures, and we don't have any in this basic mission. And normally she would need a 6 or less to hit, but because of the cover from the super mutant, she needs 4. And I'm going to save time by rolling for the tech's armor at the same time. The heart is how much life they have, how much damage they can take, so you can only take 3 before dying. And you normally have an armor value of 1, but again, from the cover of the super mutant, he has 2. So let's see how we do. Alright. So a 2 does hit. Again, she needed a 4 or less. Icons only matter if the weapon says they do. She was looking for, like, canceling armor or extra damage. She didn't get any. So just the basic 2 damage is incoming. And the tech's armor was boosted to 2, but this means just 1 point is taken away. Remember, if it was over 2, it would have done nothing. So 1 damage is dealt to our tech, which is a bummer because he's the best guy at the computer locks. My lone survivor is not as good, and the super mutants can't do it at all. So that probably means I'm going to activate him first and try to get out of dodge. So speaking of, let's ready him and then immediately activate him. Remember, you can activate or you can pass and then ready more people and activate them all at once. He's got red movement. He is pretty fast, and red awareness to find what those tokens hold. So I'm going to have him run north to that first one, try to get away from the enemies as quickly as possible. So he goes there with his first action. And before or after any of your actions, you can reveal these tokens. It's within red. I know, lucky for me, it is actually one of the 2 keys. That's great. So in this scenario, they instruct you to flip a token. If it comes with the lock signal, then it's a lock-picking check. If it's the computer, it's the computer check. He's way better computer, so I hope it's that one. And no such luck. He's got a 5 for lock-picking, which is a 50-50 chance, but the sole survivor has a 7. I'm wondering if I should send him somewhere else and have her run over. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Let's have him go over toward this one that's way out on the outskirts of stuff. And he is within range of that. Let's see if it's anything. And no, so you can just remove it since it's a blank. Okay, and the AI is next again. You can technically mark them with the exhausted tokens, but since I already used those tokens to see who's activated, you don't really need to. Next for them is number 1. And that's our good friend Dogmeat. He is very consistently going to attack when he's got a dog handler in range. But the only character who's a dog handler in the forces right now is a sole survivor. So he's going to have this kind of more generic attack or move, or even run away. That's what the F stands for, fall back option. I would love if he would just run away from the board. But no, he is going to attack. Now, he has to get into melee range to attack, so he's going to try to charge into somebody. But it is a cautious one, so he'll still try to use cover if he can. And he's got a red range normally, a blue charge range. And he wants somebody who's prepared. That's nobody. The fastest, I'll check that one. And then not engage. And actually, no, I can see all of them have yellow movements, so I think he'll just go for the closest person since nothing else applies. Alright, so get some red movement. He's definitely going to be in charging range, I guess, of that closest super mutant. Yeah, good lord, that is a long charge. This guy can run, so boom. Now, some characters, notably my Brute, have a colored icon for their little fist symbol here. That represents their ability to use a battle cry, which makes their charges even more devastating. But Dogmeat does not have that. He just has the white icon, which means he can resist being charged at by somebody else. But you do get a bonus for charging in. You get either a free green or black die the next time you attack. But note that the charge does not come with a free attack. So because Dogmeat's entire turn was running over to this guy, he is done for now. He's not going to get to attack until next turn. In the AI's case, they just flip it, and Dogmeat's going to have a black bonus die if the next action he takes is attacking the guy he's engaged with. Now, it seems like pretty bad luck for Dogmeat. I'm going to have my toughest melee fighter, my toughest guy in my force in general, the Brute with the sledgehammer. And he's going to, as his first action, charge into Dogmeat. He can clearly reach that far. And he wants to use his battle cry because it'll give him both a black and a green bonus token instead of just one or the other. And this is what's called an opposed test. The Brute is going to roll just the skill die, trying to get an 8 or less. Dogmeat's going to roll just the skill die, trying to get a 5 or less. But the winner is, if they both succeed, the one who had the higher number. So if the Brute rolled a 7 under his skill, but higher than Dogmeat, who rolled a 4, the Brute would win the skill check. So Brute first. I got a 6, so actually we don't even need to roll for... Well, we still need to roll for Dogmeat because there are some bonuses that can come from this die, but there's no way he can win the check because his highest passing value is 5. But Dogmeat... there we go. This is why it's important. Dogmeat got the action point, this little gear symbol, and that means he can use the actions indicated. So here he can do a prepare action, which is what he's probably going to do. And that means the next time somebody does an action within his awareness range, which will be my guy hitting him with a sledgehammer, he can react and take a free attack action against my guy, although with a -2 skill bonus, so he'll have less chance of a hitting. And clearly that's going to happen right away, because I'm going to use my double bonus for my battle cry to hit him hard. So every attack uses the white skill die. The sledgehammer also gives it 2 yellow dice. An additional bonus, if a melee attacker has strength 7 or higher, they get a black damage die as a bonus just because they're so strong. Because of the charge bonus, I'm also getting a black and a green die. And then finally, because Dogmeat is outnumbered, has 2 guys next to him, I get another green die, so wow. And the sledgehammer's base damage is 2, Dogmeat's armor is also 2. Here we go. Okay. So that's the action point symbol again, which also counts as a 1. That means my guy definitely hits and needed an 8 or less, so this -2 and -1 won't matter at all. He's getting a bonus damage, that brings it to 3. He's got nothing on his weapon that uses that symbol, but he does cancel 2 armor on the opponent, so Dogmeat doesn't even get an armor roll because it's reduced down to 0. So that's 3 damage on Dogmeat, but he's got 8, so he's still doing pretty well. Alright, the AI is up again. We have our other settler, number 4. And rolling for them. They got a star, so they're going to try to move closer. Specifically, he's trying to get to the lone survivor, which is their objective for the mission. And it's shady, which means it's reckless. So he's just going to move full speed until he's within movement range, and then he'll switch to shooting her. He's got yellow movement, so that's 1. And that's 2. And that's it. These guys just love to put themselves in harm's way. All right, I think while we have him cornered, I'm going to go and have my regular super mutant hit the dog with a board. I feel terrible saying that. So he'll activate. Now, he does not have enough strength for the bonus, and the board is only plus a black die and only 2 basic damage. But he's total trash shooting his rifle. He has really bad accuracy, so it's certainly better to attack with the board. All right, so here we go. First action. Does hit, plus 1 damage, so that's 3, and Dogmeat's armor does not help. So he is down to 2 life. All right, that worked so well. Let's do it again with our second action. All right, so that is the critical symbol. It counts as a 1 for hitting, so we do hit. If this was a heroic character, we'd also get a little critical token that would lead toward the super attacks of our weapons. But here it doesn't matter. We do cancel 1 armor, which lowers Dogmeat's armor to 1, but that's enough anyway, because that's what he rolled. So he only takes 1 damage and does survive for another round. Oh, wait. For both of those, I should have gotten a bonus green. So let's see if that would have made a difference. First attack, no, his armor failed anyway. And second attack, no. Okay, so it would have been the same amount of damage. All right, we've only got one more guy to activate. It's going to be our Brotherhood Soldier. And he's automatically reckless until he takes some damage. Okay, now this one does count as a star, even though it shows both. So he's specifically going to try to get to and attack the Soul Survivor, my leader. And he also moves yellow, though he has a red charge. But he's definitely not going to be in range for that, so he'll just move again. And there we go. The AI is done for the turn, so we just got to resolve our other two activations. I'll let the Soul Survivor go first. She has yellow movement like most of these people and only a 10mm pistol, so it doesn't do much damage. But she has a ridiculous awareness range. So I could ever go north to the lock that the tech already found, but I'd rather track down where the other token is first. So she'll move down here, kind of between them both. I bet I can reveal them both. Yes, and yes, awesome. Oh, and there we go, all the way in the corner. I don't know if I like that. So I can just ditch the other two tokens. I don't need them anymore. Let's flip and see what this is. I would love a lock symbol. Yes. Oh, well, no question now. She's certainly going to run down there, although I guess that is putting me in firing range of the settlers. With that in mind, my last super mutant, I think, yeah, I can reach him. So I'll charge for my first action, and I'll go ahead and get a black die because he'll need it to penetrate the guy's armor. To show you what I mean, the Brotherhood Soldier has power armor, which is a Fallout staple. So he has +3 strength, so he counts as an 8 strength for hitting and for bonus black dice damage. And he has +4 endurance, so he has 8 life. And the crazy thing is his armor value, he has a 3 armor value against most damage, and the +1 means he automatically blocks that much extra. So if he rolled a 3, he would actually block 4 damage. Once he's taken 4 damage, his armor gets degraded. So then his armor values go down a little bit. We can actually start hurting him for real, but he still has the strength bonus. So the chances of my super mutant actually hurting this guy are super low, but at least he's protecting my leader from him. Oh, man. So I get an action point, so I can prepare and attack if somebody does something within my view. But the big thing is I got +3 damage. Now, sadly, he blocked 3 damage, +1 from his bonus, so I'm only doing a single damage to him. But hey, that's 1/4 of the way to his armor becoming weaker. And I'll go ahead and put this little reaction token on him. Again, whenever anybody within his awareness finishes an action, he can take any normal action. So he could move, he could attack, he'll probably just hit the guy with his board again. And that's it for round 1. We're on to round 2, and the Deathclaw might come in on round 4, remember? And no one has died, which means the AI still has fewer units, so they'll go first. And they're going to activate Dogmeat, which is probably good for them because he is going to die otherwise. Dogmeat is at 1 life, which actually means he gets meaner. He might have fallen back with full life, but not anymore. And he's just going to attack. And the underline means he won't break engagement, so he's not going to try to go attack somebody else. So neither of these guys matches any of his priorities. So you just randomize who will attack. So we'll say the Sledgehammer guy is 1, 2, other guys 3, 4. That's definitely better for him. Those guys go down easier. So Dogmeat's attacking my regular super mutant who has a single armor. And he barely hits. He needed an 8. My guy does not get armor. He gets an extra damage. So that's 3 on my super mutant, and he only has 6. Oh, Dogmeat did have a charge bonus waiting for that guy. And we'll roll an extra black die. Okay, that is the remove reaction symbol, so if the super mutant had a reaction, he would lose it, but he doesn't. Alright, now it's kind of dumb, but Dogmeat will technically evaluate his target again. But he did get the same guy. Let's see if he finishes him off. Ooh, a 9. Oh, -1. That goes to an 8, so he does hit. We already saw those ones don't matter. The super mutant did fail his defense, but Dogmeat only does 2 damage, so he's got 1 life left as well. They are both on the edge. Well then, heck, before this guy dies, let me go ahead and activate him. He's going to attack Dogmeat with his board. He gets the green bonus die from outnumbering him. Okay, an action point, and wow. But it's only 2 damage. Let's see if Dogmeat can block it. Nope, he only blocks 1, so he is gone. And my guy does get a reaction token. Now, at the start of his next turn, he'll lose it if he hasn't already used it. So the question is, do I want to shoot this settler, or do I want to charge into him, but have a pretty good chance of being killed before I ever get to go again? Let's take the shot. He needs a 4 or less. He gets a bonus yellow and green, though the green will help him hit, and 2 basic damage. And the settler only has 3 life and 1 armor. This is a miss, but also an action point. Oh, darn, he would have totally killed this guy. Darn it. But the only thing he can use action points for is preparing, and he's already prepared, so it's not going to do anything extra for him. All right, the AI is reeling from their loss. Oh, and the Brotherhood Soldier is going to activate. Let's see what he does. He's actually not down in the 1 to 3 range yet, because only his armor is taking damage. And oh, crud. So he wants to go for the objective, which means me, not the super mutant. And because it's a gray box, he's going to do it recklessly. So he doesn't care that whenever you leave melee, you take a free attack from the enemy. But he's going to rush over and wreck me anyway. Yikes. All right, so he can't reach with the charge on his first action, so he'll just move. So the super mutant gets a free attack against him, but it is a quick action, so it's -2. So he does not hit. So what I'm actually going to do, because this guy's got a reaction ready, is I'm going to charge right back into base-to-base combat with this guy. So I'm going to get right there, and I'll give myself a black bonus die from the charge, because he keeps the same order of operation, so he's going to move again. Now, the good thing is he can't charge from engagement, so he'll just do a basic move and won't get a bonus against her. But that means my attack got a little bit stronger. If I hadn't missed. Come on. Right, yeah, so this is nasty. If he defeats her, and he's very hard to bring down, we lose. All right, so with that in mind, let's have my sledgehammer guy get in there to help. You can charge up to green. Oh, awesome. So he's going to charge right in, and he's going to do his battle cry, and the Brotherhood Soldier has 5 skill to defend. And he has an 8 skill, remember. And, oh, okay, he got a 1, but he gets an action point. That's cool. And the Brotherhood Soldier failed. Okay, so neither of them gets anything. Then for his attack, he's back to a huge handful of dice because of the outnumbered bonus and being extra strong and his charge. Come on, come on. Okay, he does hit. Brotherhood Soldier is blocking 4, though. Ooh, but 2 armor is canceled. So actually, he counts as only having 1 armor, which means he failed the roll, although he still gets his 1 automatic bonus. And I got +1, so that's 3 damage, -1, 2. His armor is almost broken. Fantastic. All right, thank you, Brute. That was great. And the best thing is now she can move out of combat because he's engaged with somebody else without getting that automatic attack. The super mutant will keep his attention. But we can't forget about our settlers, who's first, number 4. And he's still got no damage. Okay, so he's attacking. And his preference is the most vulnerable, which would be one of these 2 guys, and the weakest. So he's going to try to finish this guy off. Cover is not between us. Oh, wait, I just remembered, the Brute got an action point. Let's go ahead and give him a prepare icon. But yes, back here, if this guy hits him and does even 1 damage, he'll be dead, and he won't get to use his reaction because it'll be too late. 7's a miss. But -3 brings him down to 4. It is a hit. +1, so 3 damage, and he only has 1 armor, so no. The first kill for their team, my super mutant is gone. Let's see, can my other super mutant? Yes, let's get some revenge and charge this guy, and then hopefully take care of both of them. And their armor and health is pretty low, so I'll put a green charge bonus because I want him to hit. Okay, and for his second action, he'll attack with his green bonus. Don't forget their armor is 1, and they only have 3 life. Okay, 7 -1 is 6. Thank God I got the green bonus. And then I go up to 3 damage, but he does block 1, so 2 gets through. He's not quite dead. All right, and clearly their other settler is going to attack. Or will she? Let's find out. Yes. Now, very important, this is a cautious attack, which means she will not shoot into a melee. So funnily enough, that means her only viable target is our tech, who's way off on the other side of the board. So she's going to spend her whole turn just running over there, which actually is not great because he's so weak. Although he does have a shotgun if he can get close to her. All right, speaking of the tech and the lone survivor, they have some keys to get. So to try to lockpick this, she's going to just move adjacent. Remember, she's got a 7 agility for lockpicking, so 7 or less will get her the key. So let's go ahead and put that on her character sheet. She needs to spend an action over there to unlock one of those 2 locks. Then my tech with his faster movement, yes, he can get adjacent to it. Which is good, because now he has a building between him and our crazy settler over there. But his lockpicking is only 5. Oh my gosh. And he gets to prepare? Fantastic. And that is a particularly important prepare because if she runs around the corner for her first action, before she has the chance to shoot him, he can use his preparation to move. He goes 1 less though, so I don't know if he can get out of her range, but he can at least get like further away or into cover or something. All right, moving on into round 3. We might have the chance to wrap this up before death comes a-knocking. Well, let's see who the AI activates first since they still have fewer. Number 3. Oh, that is our friend. So let's see what she wants to do. And yup, she's going to keep on trying to attack that guy. So she will move yellow. Try to get to him as directly as possible. So for some actions, he'd need to have his red awareness range, but when it's movement or attack, he can double it, so he can see her running at him. That makes logical sense. But if he reacts, his movement is 1 less than normal. He can't really get out of her range. And his combat shotgun is amazing at range red and terrible at long range. He loses all bonus dice. Yeah, so I guess he won't move, because right now he's got the cover bonus between them, so I guess he'll just shoot at her, even though he has a low chance of doing much with it. Oh my god, what? He has a 3 attack? And it's -2? Give me a break. Alright, so never mind again. He's just going to sit where he is, use the cover to hopefully survive. And then he can react to getting attacked, so after her turn is done, he can move down towards V-Lock. Now, luckily, she's also not within close range, so she only gets a bonus black die, but man, he could die really easily. She needs a 4 or less because of the cover, and my armor is boosted to 2, so I have a decent chance here. Oh, yes, okay, good, because my armor totally failed, and that would have totally killed me. I only have 2 life left, so she missed. Thank you. Like I said, in reaction to getting shot, he is getting out of dodge. Now, I'm not quite sure who to activate. I don't want to activate him, because then he'll lose his repair token, so I'd rather him get a free hit on this guy. I think this guy makes the most sense. If he can hit this guy for even 1 damage, they'll lose another one of their activations entirely. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We need a 6 to hit. Oh my gosh, another action point? And he did not get armor. You are gone, buddy. I could run all the way up toward the settler to try to protect the tech, but I think he can get to V-Lock this turn. So let's try to focus on finishing this guy off. So I have a red charge range, not quite. Let's just run towards him. But then we've got the prepare from the action point, so we can do something extra to him if we need to. So all they have left to activate is their Brotherhood guy. Will he do the O and leave combat? No, he's just going to stay and attack. Or actually, you know what? Never mind. It's a shaded one, which means it's reckless. And his first tiebreaker is capable. She is capable of getting that lock over there, and they are not, so he's actually still going to charge into her. Or I guess not charge, just basic move. So before he gets the chance, our Super Mutant will attack. He is -2, though. He does hit. But the Brotherhood's armor certainly takes out all of it. Alright, so he gets over here. But I think clearly they're both going to charge with their prepared action there. And we'll give them both black bonuses. But he does sadly get a swing on her. His baseball bat is a black and a yellow. It's only base 1 damage. But because of his armor's bonus, putting him above 7 strength, he gets an extra black die. And he can cancel up to 2 armor, 1 for each Nuka-Cola symbol he rolls. Now, my Soul Survivor's not a chump. She has 7 life and 3 armor, so I'm not too worried here. All right, let's see how it goes. Oof. Ooh! Oh my gosh, thank you, wow. So he did not get any minuses. A 9 is a miss. Oh, wow, he would have done a lot of damage. All right, so I just get to finish my activations. I definitely want to run her over there, the tech over there. Let's see if Brute can just take this guy out first. So he has, of course, a lot of bonuses, needs an 8, and he misses automatically. Gah! But he can do the same thing again, just loses the extra black from charging. Okay, 9, -1, he hits. Cancels 2 armor, but it doesn't matter because the Brotherhood guy rolled a 1 with his +1, so that's canceling 2 damage, but he got +1, so that's 3 damage. 1 gets through. That does degrade this guy's armor, so we're finally going to be hurting him, and it'll be down to, still 3 armor, but no bonus, automatic 1. Meanwhile, she is like, bye, guys. Thanks for protecting me. And she'll just rush toward there as quickly as she can. My tech, can he get adjacent? Oh, yes, wait, he can. That's right, because you go to the end of the ruler. This is perfect. So for his second action, even if he dies now, he's done his job. He has unlocked his 1 lock. All right, we're going into round 4. Will there be a Deathclaw or not? Luck token says yes. Nothing says no. Okay. So the AI just got a boost. My 1 saving grace is he probably won't reach us in time. He's got 11 strength, 12 life, as good armor as our friend, the Brotherhood guy, had. His regular swipe can totally mess people up. Then he's got a special crush attack where he can throw you and deal even more damage. He is a nasty piece of work. We'll give him the 1 in honor of dog meat. And he's coming in right over there. Oh, tech, you might die. All right, the AI is still going first. He's got 3 to our 4. First is our Brotherhood guy. And man, I would love for him to try to run toward my leader now and just get smacked. Although his armor is broken through, he still has not taken any regular damage, so he's still going to be reckless. But he's just attacking. Oh wait, so yeah, he will try to leave close combat and go after my leader. Fine with me, buddy. Good luck. So Sledgehammer guy takes a swing at him. He is -2 because it's a reaction, but he does hit. And let's see. Okay, he got just 1 armor, which doesn't matter because we broke his armor down from 3 to 2. So that's just 1 damage. The other guy still gets his charge bonus. Does hit. And no armor, so just 2 more damage. Wow, he's only got 1 life left. And yeah, let's see. What's like the fastest way? I guess kind of like that. And then he can certainly charge into combat with her. I don't think she's too worried about it. Random bonus. He's got a black one. All right, let's go ahead and have my brute go first for me and just try to smash that guy. He can easily get into melee range. Now let's go ahead and take a green to make sure he hits. All right, it seems to do 1 damage. Come on. Okay, ooh. This looks pretty good. Yeah, he failed his armor roll. We've got 4 damage and 1 broken armor. Bye-bye. Okay, next for the AI is our new clawed friend. And there's a tiny chance, because he's just a wild creature, that he might fall back, but attack looks pretty likely. Yes. And he just wants to attack the nearest person. That's pretty obvious. So the question is, will he be able to reach the tech? Okay, so he goes yellow. And then... yeah, I think he will. And he's got a crazy battle cry skill. But let's see how he rolls with it. A 7. Yeah, the tech can't beat that, but we'll roll anyway. Nope. So he gets to push the tech with the color battle cry that he has. So he just kind of gets this guy off into a corner to eat him. But hey, you know what? That means that my leader is not getting eaten. So let's try to get as many of my guys out of here as possible. We'll go ahead and move him. Cool, so he'll be able to escape next turn once she unlocks it. But let's not forget Settler McGee over here of the misses. Okay, he's going to attack. Can he even get line of sight? Yes, and actually he could be next to that, which means that it won't give my guy cover. So he can shoot at him. Not within close range, but yes within long. All right, needs a 6 to hit. Okay, ignores that, but it is a hit, so 2 damage. Oh, forgot my armor. Oh, 1, so only 1 damage. Well done, sir. All right, and finally, oh god, am I not going to make it? Okay, yes, I do. So for a second action, she'll unlock, and I think it's an action to jump down there. Let's just kind of leave this here to note where the spot is. All right, so round 5, the question now is how many people escape? Let's see who activates. It is a Deathclaw. That's not surprising. All right, he throws an explosion. He runs away. Run away. Run away. No. Tech, can you survive 2 attacks so we can get out of here? Oh, I forgot to say, the Deathclaw's super attack charges up every time he ends an action within line of sight of somebody. So he's done that twice, 1 more time, and he can do a crush on someone. But for now, he's just doing a teensy-weensy little swipe. He does get all of this. He's got an 11 strength, so he can't miss unless he rolls an X. That's not an X. Let's see, he stuns the guy, so he would lose an action if he was alive. I mean, he's taken 3 damage. Now he's just dead. Thank you for your sacrifice. Now the Deathclaw will certainly charge into combat over here. Let's see what bonus it'll get. Green. And its crush is fully charged for maximum fun. Okay, forget this noise. Get activated by Survivor first. She is leaving. Bye-bye, Super Mutant. Thank you. So at the very least, I have a minor victory. The more people I can get off, the better. Settler's going to activate now. And, oh, just moving toward the objective, which is gone. So I think when there's no objective, that is default to attacking. It is reckless, so I think they're going to shoot at the guy engaged with the Deathclaw. Now, this is fun. When you shoot into melee, you randomize who actually gets hit. But first you roll the attack, and you actually get a +2 to hit because it's such a big fracas of people. So, does hit, no bonuses, just 2 damage. And you just assign numbers back and forth. So here it's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And, hit the Deathclaw. Does the Deathclaw care about 2 damage? Heck no, it blocks 3 of it. Try again, Settler, that Deathclaw is certainly going to eat you next. Okay, hits, 3 damage. Who's getting hit? Deathclaw again? And blocks all of it. Yikes. All right, Brute. Can you leave yet? No, you can't. Okay, that'll be both his actions. All right, round 6. Who is first? Can we get anyone else out? This is Settler. And, okay, she's just attacking. She's going to hit this guy this time. He's got 2 armor and no damage. She totally misses. Second action. She hits, and he takes 1 damage. That's fine. He is gone, which is fun. Now we get to see a Deathclaw crush. So his target is his strength minus the guy's agility, which means that he actually needs a 6 to hit. Not even have enough yellow dice, so we'll roll an extra one. He does hit. Oh, Lord. Okay, the guy has no armor. A +2 damage, so that is 5. I mean, yeah, that's definitely enough. He's dead in 1 shot. Good job, Deathclaw. But I think someone is going to be next. So, hey, not bad. 2 escapees out of 5, and we got our best unit for each of the sides. So if this was co-op, I would feel pretty good about this result. And the Deathclaw certainly got a good meal, so happy times for everyone. So that's Fallout Wasteland Warfare. And if I take away the fact that I don't really feel comfortable with miniatures games, I don't have terrain, like I don't really know how to put stuff together, I do like the freedom this system offers. This AI is pretty basic and easy to implement, but if you look at some of the cool scenarios they have online in that co-op document I talked about, they have ones where like people are guard patrolling back and forth and don't do anything until you alert them to your presence. They have ones where like guys are trying to get their own objectives and you have to kind of like race to the center to get them. And it all just uses this basic system of A and O and M, and like, you know, O can change greatly. It could be a defense mission, could be trying to get some kind of objective. So I think it's pretty cool. Again, it's not my kind of game, but I think if you're going to play it competitive and or solo and co-op, it's a pretty cool system. The core comes with about what you saw. I think there's like 2 mutant hounds and an alien missing. So after there, you would have to either proxy in or get more units. But a cool thing is, if you want more solo and co-op content, but don't want to get all the miniatures, they have these like wave card expansions. This is for the Institute. And this comes with the stats and items and AI cards for every unit in the entire wave, like boxes and boxes of releases. Because if you just buy the miniatures, you don't get any of that stuff. You have to buy this anyway. So, you know, I don't know, if you're the kind of person who owns a lot of miniatures already or likes to proxy things, you can get a lot of value out of just these expansion card packs and the core set and play a ton of solo and co-op goodness. But I hope you enjoyed that one. Stay safe, everyone. Support us on our Patreon. Join our Slack. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We appreciate all your engagement. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.